It is good to be here. I thought today maybe I'd talk to you a little bit about some of the issues. I did some analysis of the number of people in Nebraska that are positively impacted by these tax reductions, and it literally is thousands of people. It's everyone from the family, where husband and wife are working and paying child care, to the farmer rancher who's worried about passing their farm or ranch on to the next generation and the estate tax that they're going to be faced with. So I point out to people, we often hear this rhetoric, we can't afford these tax cuts. The reality is we can't afford not to have them. At a time when our economy has been sputtering, it is no time to tax the economy and our taxpayers more aggressively. The other thing I point out is the largest revenue received by our federal government was while these tax cuts were in existence. Why? Because the economy was growing. The other thing I would tell you is that our number one industry is agriculture. So I do get a lot of questions about trade and agricultural issues, and I think the reason for that is I ran the department for 3 years. I was totally involved in trade negotiations for those 3 years. I traveled the world trying to get markets open for our beef and our agricultural products in this country and in this state. So it's a combination of those items. We have seen some evidence of warming. I don't think there's really much of a debate. You can look at isolated periods of time and maybe raise a debate, but we've seen some evidence of warming. We have also seen evidence of man's impact on this. The difficulty is to sort out what is the impact of man, what is the impact of a warming cycle that the earth may be experiencing. And then the third piece of this, and the challenge I believe, is what science, what technology do we have to bring to bear to deal with this issue? That is the key piece here. There is no easy solution to this problem, and there's no inexpensive solution. You do the wrong thing, and all of a sudden, for example, with coal-fired electrical plants, you'll send the cost for consumers to heat their home and to cool their home sky high. You can read estimates, and some are arguing that you could literally boost the utility bill 2 or 3 times. Then the other problem you have on that equation is, okay, if you were to put that some solution in place, can you guarantee that it will really impact the situation? That becomes especially complicated if you're not making the same demand upon China, for example. China has now surpassed us as the largest contributor of CO2. China is building an electrical coal-fired plant, by some estimates, 1 a week. I've been to China many times. There's no doubt about it. They have an air quality issue there. And then the other piece of this is just simply better efficiency in the vehicles that we drive and how best to deal with that issue. But again, here's the important point. Some argue, and I've seen all kinds of politicians out there saying this is the moral dilemma of our time. The dilemma that we need to face is a scientific dilemma. How do we sort all of these very complicated issues out? How do we solve these issues in a way that isn't going to destroy our economy while not improving the situation? And how do we do this in a way that is sensitive to the people that drive the economy, the people that are out working every day, paying their light bill, paying their heat bill, paying the bill to cool their house on a hot summer day? And there are very, very important issues that, quite honestly, today, there aren't perfect solutions for. And if you jump to something today and you don't understand whether you're going to have a positive consequence, you could pay a very, very heavy price in that decision.